Why is it a good idea to surround yourself with the dreamers and the doers? Is there any real benefit? Let's take a look at this much talked about topic and see if we can find the real truth. Hi friends, it's Daz here. Hope you're well. Thanks for coming back. Really appreciate it. I make daily, almost nearly, videos on mental health and personal development to hopefully to help you to change your mind, change your life. And if you'd like to follow my journey, make sure you hit that subscribe button. So why is it a good idea to surround yourself with the dreamers and the doers? And is that really good for your mental health? How can that be? What does this really mean? Well, this is talked about a lot, generally in the personal development arena, with the idea of kind of rallying you up to live that great life and woo, all that kind of good groovy stuff.
Yay!
Now, don't get me wrong, I'm 197% behind this. But this doesn't really give us a reason as to why it's a good thing and what benefit we can get from being around the dreamers and the doers.
Delightful.
So let's take this back to basics and look at something I've spoken about before.
Flashback.
Us as humans are essentially very, very tribal, which makes us extremely social beings.
End of flashback.
Now, this whole thing about being tribal is very, very powerful and essentially gives us the answer to the question, is it better to surround yourself by the right people? Because the very nature of being surrounded by and therefore influenced by the right people
Wait, what?
will have a hugely positive effect on our lives, not only in the present, but also going forward into the future. And this, of course, now probably has you asking,
Okay, Dad, so I need to surround myself with the right people. I get that, that makes sense. But surely that means level-headed people, not people who are dreamers and sort of out there.
and to that I say, yep, I said it, and I totally mean it. Because this is one of the biggest problems when it comes to having good mental health.
Wow! Achievement unlocked.
Now let me know in the comments the sort of people that you've got surrounding you on a daily basis. And if you haven't seen it already, watch the entire episode that I spoke about earlier on how being tribal affects us, and you can catch it up here. And if you want to follow my journey and really do like these videos, I'd really appreciate your support by hitting that subscribe and like button. Thank you. A few years ago, when I first heard about this idea of surrounding yourself by the right people, by good people, by the dreamers and the doers, something that immediately hit me was the fact that often we are surrounded by people not by our choice, but by circumstance, by situation, like work people or family. You know, we don't choose those people, we're in that situation, and those people are automatically there by the very nature of the situation.
What?
So this had me questioning the whole idea and got me thinking,
Well, surely it's luck, isn't it? That if you get surrounded by great, positive, amazing people, whether it's family or work or whatever, surely that's got to be luck, isn't it?
and again, to that I say, yes, I said it again and again, totally mean it. Because this is also a huge problem when it comes to having good mental health. Because there's basically two ways of living your life and doing things, actively or passively. Being passive means we're reacting, we're on the back foot. Something happens, we react to it. We're not making decisions, we're going along with things. We just almost like a passenger in our own lives. Whereas being active means we're taking control, we're making decisions, we're choosing what we want to do. We are in fact driving our life forward to the destination that we want to.
Oh yeah.
Now, like anything in life, it's not simple as being one or the other. We all have aspects of each, and depending on certain times in our life and certain situations, sometimes we're more active and more passive. That's basically life. Now, some of this is down to personality type, but not you, Gemma. But more often than not, we're passive in situations because it's just easier. For sake, this is the biggest of all, of everything. There's nothing in our lives that we have to be passive with, regardless of how long it's been done that way or how much effort it takes to not be passive. Every single thing we do, feel, or think is 1,037% in our control. Fact. Like I've said before many times, it's so important to surround ourselves with positive people, uplifting people. Go on, say it. I know you're thinking it.
But Daz, how do we choose people to surround ourselves with if we're already in a situation like work or family where those people are already there?
And I guess this is the golden nugget question. But the answer is a lot easier than you may think. Whilst we're not able to maybe control the people that are in our lives and that are surrounding us, what we can control is the effect or the influence that those people have over us by how we interact with them. Now, obviously, I'm not suggesting you be a complete and ignore people completely in that social situation in the break room or at family gatherings. Not at all. Don't be a social dickhead. What I mean is limiting that level of interaction so you're still being polite, but in those situations where you don't want to be there taking on all the crap and negativity, you could be concentrating on something that you want to be doing, whether it's reading a book or studying, or in my case doing analysis for my YouTube channel or listening to a personal development audio book.
Yes, sir, I like it.
That you can remove yourself from the situation without being an arsehole and therefore limit the amount of information or negativity that you're taking on from that situation. This is not being judgy or attacking people about their choice of conversation that they have. And it is a choice. Let's not mess around with that. Everyone chooses the conversation that they have and the kind of subjects they talk about, good and bad. It's 100% our choice as human beings. And therefore, it's about making our own choices, what we listen to and what we take on from those situations. So if you can't control the people you're surrounding yourself with because of work or family situation, then what you can control is the information you take from them, from the interaction, keeping it at a less negative level so it's better for you. And in time, this will become easier.
Okay, what?
So now, bringing this all back to the original question of why is it good to surround yourself with the dreamers and the doers? The dreamers and the doers are not the kind of people that live their lives passively. They actively decide on every aspect of their life, every single detail. They're actively deciding on what they do. Being aware of the conversations you're having, who you're having conversations with, and why you're having those conversations about those subjects, and deciding, no, this is not actually good for me. I don't need to have this conversation about some gossip. And 99% of the time, when you realise that having the gossip conversation is of no benefit to you, it's likely that it's just passive, circumstantial. You're there, people are talking about it, you join in because it's just easy. But remember, it's your choice. It's my choice. It's our choice to make that decision of whether or not we have that conversation.
Whoa there.
And I said, it's not about being a complete arsehole and just ignoring people. If you think in certain situations that's likely to occur, again, being active about it, you think, okay, I've got a book to read or something to listen to while I'm doing some work or whatever it is, and you sort of remove yourself from that. It doesn't mean you're being antisocial, you're just not joining in on those particular conversations where you can't physically surround yourself by the dreamers and the doers.
Aha! I understand everything now.
And when you can, do so. Start to interact more with people who seem like, whoa, out there. Because when you think about it, dreamers are people who have out there ideas. And all the people who have had out there ideas are all the people that are changing the world and have changed the world. Because at the time when they come up with the idea, everyone else thought they were off their trolley because it was an insane idea.
I'm already hearing voices!
Then they changed the world. Having that almost childlike want to dream and to think and to just go for it is very unusual once you leave childhood. But they're kind of dreams and, oh, I can achieve anything. I want to go into space and I want to have a pet dinosaur. And all the kind of crazy dreams that kids have almost kind of get knocked down into sensible land when they go into sort of later life. But it's those dreams, those crazy ideas are the things that end up changing the world, that create inventions and moving things to different places that they never would have been. So that's why the idea of surrounding yourself with the dreamers and the doers will help your mind to expand, help your creativity to expand, or whatever it is you want to do in life, but allow that to come out as opposed to be just oppressed and in because you're just talking about some gossip and crap. And from a mental health perspective, this is amazing because you're literally surrounding yourself with positive, action-taking, doing people, and because there's no negativity, kind of because anything's possible, it's an amazing situation to be around the dreamers and the doers.
Good. Mighty good.
So that's it for today. Hopefully you got some value from this episode. I really do hope so. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for subscribing, commenting, liking, all the groovy YouTube stuff. And for now, I'll say Bye-bye. Thanks again for watching, guys. I really, really do appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do so down here, and check out my other video down here. And remember, live your best life. See you next time. Bye-bye.